Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up Klaviyo, your email sending platform of choice, from the very scratch, from the very beginning. So I have a mock Shopify account. We're going to be using Shopify as the e-commerce platform as an example. I'm going to show you how to integrate Klaviyo to your Shopify store, set up your DNS records, upload or import any existing email subscribers that you had before. I'll show you how to invite other team members to Klaviyo, adjusting key account sendings, and even setting up sending infrastructure, so DNS records, branded domains, all that good stuff. So if you're starting from the very beginning, I'm going to show you how to set this up correctly and how I would personally do it. All right, so I logged into Klaviyo, and you can create like your own account from scratch. It's pretty easy to do. It's like signing up for any account on any software. I'm going down here and I'm going to integrations. Let's go to add integration. Let's go to Shopify. Here, let's add the app. Let's go to the Shopify store URL. I just copied and pasted this. You want to make sure you are adding your on-site tracking here, so make sure that's selected. You're going to sync your Shopify email subscribers to Klaviyo, obviously. So anytime someone abandoned checkout signs up for 10% off from a pop-up, they're going to go to a list that you designate here. So you're going to click newsletter. I usually do newsletter for all my clients. We'll also sync this as well, SMS, when we set up SMS. Sync data to Shopify. So again, this is doing like the same thing I just talked about, all profiles. So this will be Klaviyo profiles as well as new Shopify customers. You want everything synced, right? So we're going to connect to Shopify now. You can see profile data sync, everything, as far as engagement, SMS data, subscription status. You want just all of this synced, okay? You're going to click connect to Shopify. So I actually got this to sync correctly. I'm actually going to try this again so you guys can see. So I copied and pasted in my Shopify store, and you can get that information in your settings. So if you just go to settings here, and you go to your plan, no, I think it's actually your domains. Yep. And you can see it right there. You should also be able to see it here, and it is right there. You can just select that and then enter the info for .my Shopify. So let's select that list again, then let's connect to Shopify. And then boom, this app needs access to view your personal data, view and edit store data. Of course, you're gonna allow them to do that. So let's confirm the integration and click install. Confirm, integrate. And so while it's confirming, I'll just... So now that that has been successfully integrated, you just want to make sure that the app is embedded. And so this just enables on-site forums or pop-ups, active on-site events, viewed product tracking. You just basically need this to actually use the functions of Klaviyo, because if someone's active on site, they're abandoning the website, they're viewing a product, this is how you actually trigger like emails, right? This is how you trigger a pop-up. It's all through enabling the app. Click on the app. And it looks like it's probably embedded, and this can happen a lot when you're dealing with Klaviyo. So I'm just going to toggle on and off. Let's toggle it on. Okay, let's click save. That's saved. Let's exit out, and then let's refresh. Okay, so app embed is enabled in your store. Add product tracking is on the site. Tracking behavioral events. So you successfully now have embedded the app. Super straightforward, super easy. We did it. We integrated Klaviyo to Shopify. And that kind of same, process and instruction goes for BigCommerce and all the other stores. So yeah, very simple. And I do want to just go over really quick before we get into the other key Klaviyo stuff about importing subscribers and engagement data. I'm not going to cover this because this actually is more so for more established stores. And there's a lot of nuances there when you're importing email subscribers from one ESP, say it's like MailChimp to Klaviyo. And let me show you something really quick. So if you are deciding to migrate ESPs, um, you can actually click here. I'm going to drop the link in the YouTube description. But you just follow this for how to, migrate the ESPs, right? So specifically regarding the email subscribers, say you're using MailChimp, you can actually just get an API key, enter it, and it will integrate directly with Klaviyo, and you don't have to do anything, right? If there are other third-party apps that aren't as big or familiar inside Klaviyo Shopify ecosystem, you're going to have a lot more of like a manual process of delineating who are engaged subscribers, like doing a bunch of stuff, honestly. So for this video, it's more for like new Shopify store owners who are integrating and creating an email list and integrating in ESP for the first time. So I'm going to get into kind of the other components of setting up your Klaviyo account from scratch. Okay, say you want to invite other users like an agency or other employees, contractors, partners to the email account. You'll go to settings, you'll go to users, you can add a new user. I own an email agency. We're sharing this account actually because we're able to clone flows to other accounts. So we have like 1 million flows here, and I can actually clone this to multiple accounts. If I click continue, all our clients right there, we can actually, we can clone it really quickly. So that's like our own internal process, right? So if you go to settings and you go to users, you just click add new user. Let's do max@revscale.com. Then you select a role, admin. They can, change billing settings, credit card info, delete the accounts. You don't usually ever want to give people access unless they're a partner or a very trusted agency owner. For example, if you want to give them, the ability to, mess with certain payment functions, or, you're migrating lists, you may want to give them admin access. For the most part, you can give just people manager and analyst access, and you can just look up what these different roles are. But for all intents and purposes, just click manager or analyst, and super simple, super straightforward for adding people's, adding members to Klaviyo. As far as your key account settings, let's get into it, kind of like right away, because I think it's like worthy of talking about. So if we go to settings, we're already here. We go to attribution. Here are your attribution windows. So I would honestly just keep this as is and base off your key metrics from here. So opened email 5 days, clicked email 5 days, delivered SMS 1 day, clicked SMS 1 day. What does this mean? So when you send an email to subscribers, basically people click on it and then they buy. When someone clicks on an email, a cookie, or pixel is attached to now their IP address. And so if they buy something, that revenue is going to get attributed to that email or the Klaviyo ESP. However, that's not actually how attribution works, right? So say they clicked on that email, right, inside the hour or day that they bought, and then they considered buying the product. They may have also looked up on Google or YouTube product reviews. They may have clicked on a branded Google, ad keyword campaign that had a branded or sponsored search to see if, it popped up at all in the Google search results. They may have seen an ad in the last few days as well. There are multiple touch points, right? So attribution is all about deciding which channel got the sale. So to be honest, the lift that you're getting from email is maybe 10 to 20% max. But it will say 30, 40, 50% plus over time as you start setting up a lot of flows and campaigns. I really worry less about attribution window, and there are third-party apps that you can use to really understand what attribution is and what is the source and success of the revenue, because that becomes very important when you are scaling ads, right? And that's what most of the attribution softwares are used for, like Triple Whale and Northbeam, and there's many other apps. So that's the attribution window. So I wouldn't, pay too much attention to it. Let's see, if we go to account, you can go to organization, and then you can, do the correct street address and like whatever that is. My COO is based in Colombia, so he just set up his Colombian address. It's going to show at the bottom of some of your Klaviyo emails. You can do a short link to add in this as like a shortcut, basically, if you want that and for people to know. Here's like your time zone, just for sending usually. This is just helpful to display dates and times. whatever vertical you're in, change it to, your vertical, and it will just show you, benchmarks, right? Account currency, this is quite important, to understand, when you're selling products to, if you're an American store, Canadian store, Australian store, European store, you want to change that. So when you are getting dynamic blocks that show products, it's just going to show the price as well. It's just syncing from your Shopify data, and you don't want the currency to be off, right? As well as, I think, the smart sending window. If we go to email, and then we go to sender preferences. Smart sending it's actually a really nice function, and basically it prevents people from sending too many emails at one time. So if you're sending like too many campaigns, and you say you send 2 campaigns inside of a day, and you send to like someone who bought from you in the last 90 days, and you also send to someone who opened and clicked an email in the last 30 days. So you have a 90-day purchase and you have a 30-day engaged. If you send 2 separate emails that same day and someone falls inside those same buckets or segments and audiences, whatever you want to call it, they will filter out the people. Say you sent to that 30-day engaged list first, right? And then secondly, you sent to that 90-day purchase. Anyone who also has clicked or opened an email in the last 30 days and fell inside that first segment will not receive that email because smart sending gets triggered. I recommend having smart sending on, and the exception really is for sales, right? The exception is also for transactional emails as well. And you can choose whether to turn off or on smart sending for individual campaigns or flows itself, right? It's really easy to do. If you click here, smart sending, right here, on or off. Very simple. Let's see. What else? So we've gone over integration, inviting people, some key account settings. I'm just going to walk through like just Klaviyo itself. So this is home, and you're going to see a performance summary. You're going to see, your total flows, your total campaigns, and the performance of it inside here. Here in campaigns, you'll see all your campaigns. Same thing with flows. We have a bunch of pre-built flows set up. Reviews, it's just an extra add-on, and you can just automatically click reviews using their app if you want. Sign-up forms, you can create your own pop-up if you want. And you can use Klaviyo. There's Klaviyo, and there's many of other third-party apps as well to set up Klaviyo. Set up a pop-up on Klaviyo or like on your store, right? There's Amped, there's Attentive, there's Yotpo, Postscript, Privy, Optimonk, Alia. This is that pop-up right there. And you can see the performance of it as well. You have audience, or, I would just worry about lists and segments, right? And so here, you can look at all your segments that have been created. You have your newsletter list that we synced to Prior, so you could just see the subscribers that you actually have, right? And then we can furthermore identify and define and delineate different types of people who we can send campaigns to through some of these definitions. And when we define a subscriber by their how they've engaged with your website or your emails, or if they've bought, purchase, or engagement metrics, we can define these metrics here, right? You can create a segment right here and say we want to do a 30-day, it's going to be called 30-day engaged, right? I'll call it like 30D. Someone can receive marketing. Okay, so yes, let's add a condition. Let's go what someone is done or not done. And then email clicked. Someone is done or not done again. Let's do email opened in the last 30 days. So someone is opted into your email list, they can receive email marketing, and they've clicked or opened an email. So People who've opened or clicked your emails last 30 days are very engaged. They might be buying from you, they're opening and interested in reading your emails, they're clicking on them, etc. We want to be sending these people your emails, especially if you have a very large list, over 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. A lot of these people aren't engaged all the time. And the people that are, for email deliverability sake, you want to just be sending those emails to those people. So normally if you're sending a campaign a week and you have a lot of profiles, you should be sending to a 30-day engaged sending segment, for example, right? There's levels to the different types of sending segments that you can send to, but I recommend just doing this if you're just not trying to pay too much attention to it. And if you're first starting out, don't even worry about it. Just rip through that newsletter and just blast as many people as you can until you really build a solid list size. Profiles, you can just see all the profiles who are attached to your email lists. You can suppress people as well if they are unengaged. There's a whole process there. I'll go over it in the video. You got templates. You can build your own email templates, products, images and brand, coupons. You can add your own coupon codes here. Dashboards and analytics. A lot of this is just for seeing, a deeper breakdown of, how things are performing, right? So we have that active on site metric that was just installed. And so now we can see if anyone ever goes on this website, you'll see it there. Benchmarks, you can just compare, your performance to your industry competitors. Sometimes that can be helpful. Deliverability, once you set up a branded domain, an authenticated sending domain, you'll see, your email health once you start sending emails. Custom reports, you can build your own custom reporting solution here. It's not going to load probably because you have nothing to report on. And then conversations, if someone replies to a text, you'll see it here. So that's an in general kind of walkthrough. And I don't want to walk through any of my current client accounts, but that's kind of, an in general walkthrough. So let's think about, and let me show you how to configure your sending structure now. Your sending infrastructure, meaning before you start sending, you need certain measures in place so that inbox providers will recognize your business as a legitimate sender, basically. And that's all this is doing. So for sending infrastructure, I'm going to go over how to set up a branded sending domain, a default sender address, and then adding some DNS records to your Klaviyo or your website domains account, just to improve email health and deliverability, to maintain consistent deliverability, to set up the proper infrastructure so your email sending domain is healthy and in accordance with standards for all sending providers, which are Google, Hotmail, Yahoo, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. So the first part is a branded sending domain. What is that? If you do not set up a branded sending domain, when someone receives an email using, and you're using Klaviyo and you haven't set up a branded sending domain, it's going to say, hello, take 10% off on the subject line. And then it's going to say the sender address is yourbrand.klaviyo.com. And it just looks really weird. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to set up your own sending domain so the emails appear to be coming from your own website. And so this is what I meant, right? It's going to just look really odd if you're sending from a authenticated or branding. All right, we're going to set up a branded sending domain now. So let's first connect a domain. We're going to do muni.co, click next. Just use send, it doesn't matter. It's just the title of the sending domain. Click dynamic as that's recommended. Click next. We're using Shopify. And then if you follow these directions, I already have it popped up here. This will be so you can adjust your DNS records, which just help tell your domain provider how to interact with, in this case, the email sender, right? Which is Klaviyo. So we'll click next, and then we have to add these DNS records. So @ and then Klaviyo site verification here. I already added that here. If you add a customer record, in this case it's a text record, go there, click confirm. Once you finish all those settings, you click verify, finish, voila. You now have a branded sending domain that is in the process of now being verified by Klaviyo. Okay, I know that last part was kind of difficult. It's super annoying figuring out like email sender reputation and sending infrastructure, and a lot of stuff like that. But we got through it. Wasn't too bad at all. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we integrated the platform. I showed you really quickly how to search and look up how to import subscribers and engagement data, inviting team members to Klaviyo, adjusting key account settings, reviewing segments. I'll walk through the platform itself. And then for sending infrastructure, we looked up setting up a branded sending domain. And that's pretty much it. You should be ready to go. I believe they used to have, a requirement to add a DMARC record for your domain reputation, and this helps with email authentication, but pretty sure you don't have to do that anymore. So and this sounds like you have no idea what I'm saying. Don't even worry about it. But that's pretty much it. You should be ready to start setting up a pop-up, start running traffic and collecting subscribers. Since you integrated Klaviyo to Shopify, anyone who abandons checkouts or purchase is automatically going to sync with the list now, so you don't have to worry about that. You're going to start to see your subscriber list build. You can now go and start launching campaigns, setting up those flows, and do everything you need to do to take full advantage of your email list with, in my opinion, the best ESP possible for e-commerce brands, which is Klaviyo. If you want me to do this for you, if you have any further questions, my name's Max. I'm the founder of RevScale, an email marketing agency. We help everyone you can think of, from apparel to cosmetics to supplements. Happy to set this up for you. Happy to set up a call with you and just walk through your retention strategy and what you're thinking about. And that's pretty much it. Check out my YouTube channel because I'm going to be setting up 1,000,000 tutorials on Klaviyo, from the most basic to the most advanced. So check that out, and thank you so much for watching.